All right, let's start with the crust. You'll need to crush about 4 ounces of cookies. That's around 8 to 10 pieces. If you're in the US, graham crackers are perfect for this. But if you can't find them, don't worry. Any sweet plain cookies will work just fine. You can also put the cookies in a bag and crush them with a rolling pin, or just use a blender, whichever works best for you. After crushing the cookies, add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Next, grate the zest of 1 lemon. It'll add a nice hint of citrus freshness. I highly recommend adding 1/2 cup of finely chopped pecans. It's optional, but they make it taste amazing. Finally, add about a 1/4 cup of melted butter and mix everything well. The texture should look like wet sand, just like that. Now it's time to prepare the springform pan. I prefer to line it with parchment paper. These strips of paper make it so much easier to transfer the cheesecake onto a serving plate. I'll show you just how convenient this is later. It's a good idea to line the bottom with parchment paper too. You can skip lining if you prefer, but grease the pan well. Lining, however, makes removal easier. All that's left is to transfer the cookie mixture into the pan and press it down firmly. You can use any glass with a flat bottom for this. It works perfectly. All right, the crust is ready, so now let's move on to making the filling. We'll need 1½ cups of cottage cheese, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1½ cups of yogurt. I prefer using Greek yogurt. The next step is to mix everything really well. This time, I used a hand blender, but it's not the best option. It doesn't blend the mixture perfectly, so you might end up with tiny bits of cottage cheese. If you have a countertop blender, use that instead. It'll make the mixture much smoother. Next, you'll need to whip about 2 cups of heavy cream. I'm using cream with 35% fat. Start whipping on low speed to let the cream begin to foam. This helps incorporate air evenly. Gradually increase the speed to medium or high. Whip until you reach stiff peaks. This means the cream holds its shape completely. And if you lift the whisk, the peaks will stand straight without bending. This is exactly the consistency you're looking for. After whipping the cream, pour in the cottage cheese and yogurt mixture. Gently mix everything together with a spatula. Use slow, folding motions from the bottom up to avoid losing the air. Overmixing can break the air bubbles and make the mixture dense. To help the mixture set and the cheesecake hold its shape, I use gelatin. I take 8 sheets and soak them in cold water for 5 minutes. If you're using powdered gelatin, see the video description for instructions. Now let's go back to the lemon we zested for the crust. Cut it in half and squeeze out the juice. If it's a large lemon, 1 will be enough. For smaller or medium-sized lemons, it's better to use 1½. Next, pour the lemon juice into a small saucepan and heat it gently, without bringing it to a boil. I prefer heating it over medium heat. Once the juice starts to steam or you see the first small bubbles, turn off the heat. Now take the gelatin you soaked earlier and squeeze out the excess water. Add the gelatin to the hot lemon juice and stir until it's completely dissolved. The juice should be hot but not boiling, as boiling can destroy the gelatin's setting properties. Pour the juice with the dissolved gelatin into the cream, yogurt, and cottage cheese mixture. If you'd like, add a little vanilla extract. Now, quickly but gently, mix everything together to prevent the mixture from starting to set. Unfortunately, since I had to pause for filming, the mixture started to set and formed a few lumps. But don't worry, it won't affect the taste. If you mix it right away, you'll get a smooth, creamy texture. All that's left is to pour the mixture into the pan and smooth it out. If it hasn't started to set, it'll naturally level itself. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. All done. Now pop it in the fridge for 3 hours, or even better, overnight. I highly recommend serving this cheesecake with blueberry sauce. It's absolutely delicious. Start by dissolving a tablespoon of cornstarch in a small amount of water. Mix it well and set it aside until it's time to use. Next, add 2 cups of blueberries to a saucepan. You can use either fresh or frozen. Both will work perfectly. Then, add 1/3 cup of sugar and 1/3 cup of water. You can make this sauce right after the cheesecake or later once it's set, whatever works best for you. Place the saucepan over medium heat and stir gently until the sugar dissolves. Let it come to a boil, and you'll see the blueberries start to burst and release their juices. It's time to go back to the cornstarch. Give it another stir, then pour it into the saucepan. Keep stirring constantly to avoid any lumps. Cook for a few more minutes until the sauce thickens. Perfect. Let it cool down, and then you can pour it over the cheesecake. Spread the cooled blueberry sauce evenly over the cheesecake. It's best if the cheesecake has had some time to set first. If the sauce is cooled and the cheesecake is firm, you can serve right away. For the best results, chill for about 30 minutes to set. It's finally time to try it. Release the springform pan and gently lift off the sides. Use the edges of the parchment strips to carefully transfer the cheesecake to a plate or tray. The strips make lifting so much easier. Now, carefully peel away the parchment paper from the sides, and you're ready to enjoy. By the way, before you dig in, let me know where you're watching from. I love imagining my recipes being made in kitchens all around the world. All right, before slicing, I recommend dipping a knife in warm water. This keeps the creamy filling from sticking and ensures clean, even cuts. I truly believe this recipe is a winner. The cheesecake comes out incredibly soft, creamy, and perfectly balanced with just the right amount of sweetness and a touch of tanginess. It may take a bit of time to prepare, but the results are absolutely worth it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.